Once people know about brain mapping and how it can help them, they typically want to know, how is it done? The brain mapping process begins with an electroencephalogram, or EEG. This safe, non-invasive procedure provides a host of information about the brain's current ability to perform. A trained EEG technician places a calibrated EEG cap with 20 electrodes on the person's head. Then, gel is inserted into the cap to make contact with the scalp. Each electrode feeds electrical information from the brain to a recording on a computer as the familiar squiggly lines that show your brainwave activity. Typically, 3 readings are taken, one with eyes open, another with eyes closed, and the third with the brain on task. The first 2 readings, with eyes open and eyes closed, gives us a baseline to compare the performance of the brain when it is on task. At times, additional readings are needed for more specific evaluation. For example, if a student has problems with math, there is a reading that helps determine if acalculia, a neuronal condition that affects the ability to grasp math concepts, is present. We might take a reading of a person meditating to measure the effectiveness of the brainwaves during a meditation session, or how a person engages their power of intention or visualization. The EEG data is then converted to a quantitative EEG, more commonly called the brain map. This converts the squiggly lines of EEG into what is called tomography, the little heads of colors showing the patterns of energy in the brain. This information guides the decisions of where to train the brain for optimal performance. These measurements help identify the brain's current level of performance, and we can see areas of high and low activity. Too much activity can result in a state of confusion, anxiety, or perhaps too much mind chatter. If the activity is too low, the brain will not operate as efficiently and process slower, resulting in issues with attention, focus, and concentration. There are specific areas in the brain that brain mapping can be extremely helpful in measuring. For example, the prefrontal cortex is at the tip of the brain and acts as the supervisor, helping us stay focused, make plans, control impulses, and make good or bad decisions. The temporal lobes are underneath the temples and behind the eyes. The left temporal lobe is involved with memory, understanding language, and facial and word recognition. When people have problems in the right temporal lobe, they are more prone to temper flare-ups, rapid mood shifts, and memory and learning problems. Our brains were designed to self-regulate to keep all these areas in balance. Self-regulation and optimal performance are key factors in both brain health and brain fitness. Measuring them with a brain map is vital to training the brain to be at its best.